What's up, guys? Mike Gamble here from the Stock Car Spectacle. So, NASCAR racing is back and running. We've had two incredible races from Darlington Motor Speedway just passed through, one last Sunday and on Wednesday, and this weekend we're headed to Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600, and we're going to be right back there again on Wednesday. Darlington Raceway, both races were exciting and crazy, and if you look back to my picks, I thought we did a pretty good job overall. Given the circumstances. The first race, we had Kevin Harvick get the win. I kind of thought the veterans would get it done without any practice and such a long layoff. I thought the guys, that had a bunch of laps under their tires at Darlington would be an advantage over the rookies. We did have some rookies really do well, especially guys like Tyler Reddick and John Hunter Nemechek, but victory lane did belong to a veteran in the four, Kevin Harvick, which, if you remember, I did say I thought was a pretty good play as a veteran. Then we get into Wednesday's rain-shortened race, and my certified pick, Denny Hamlin, was the one waving the checkered flag at the end of the day. So, rain-shortened, you guys can, kind of hypothesize what you want about that, but I will say, it's just like anything else, you got to put yourself in one of those positions to have that kind of good luck go your way, and winners seem to find a way to do that, and that's why I'm pretty happy with my pick for Denny Hamlin getting it done. So, let's look ahead to Charlotte Motor Speedway. Charlotte Motor Speedway can be a little bit of a tricky track. A good friend of the Stock Car Spectacles, Connor Bunn, was on this weekend with the race preview shows. If you haven't watched that, give it a watch real fast. It was some of our best content, and something that he brought up. Charlotte can be tricky because there's a bunch of different race lines. There's a bunch of different drivers that do really well here. It's really hard to pick. It's not as cut and dry as some other tracks where there's 3 or 4 guys that dominate. Charlotte is one of those tracks where it's obviously the home track for a lot of different teams, as most of them are in the North Carolina area. It just is one of those weird tracks. There's a lot of guys that could do well here. But, again, it's a short weekend. So with that being said, I do think the veterans are going to be in a distinct advantage once again, especially on Sunday. It's going to be a little different. We are going to have one qualifying session, and then we're going to get right into the race on Sunday, both on Sunday. But I still think those guys that have been here, done it, this isn't anything new for them being at Charlotte. I think they're gonna be a little bit of a leg up on the rest of the competition. So let's get into the odds. So your favorites are the guys you'd expect to see at the top again. Kyle Busch comes in at 4-1. He is your odds-on favorite. He's pretty good everywhere. He's always a good play at Charlotte and mostly everywhere. Martin Truex Jr., our past champion, coming in at 9-2. I really like him. This is another track the Toyotas do well in, and it's another track MTJ does well. I think he's going to get a win here soon. Kevin Harvick coming in 11-2, coming off the win on Sunday. I think he could be a good play. However, I do lean a little more Toyota coming into this weekend than I do a Ford driver. So let's get into a little better value picks. Guys that, I think have good shots of winning, but may not give you the return that your favorites do. There are two guys kind of stick out to me. One of them is Denny Hamlin. Denny's on a run. Denny was great last year. He's been really good so far this year, just picking up the win on Wednesday. Charlotte's another strong track for him. Coming 11-1, I think he gives you a good play to potentially be the winner of the race, as well as gives you good value for your bet. I think he's a strong play. Another guy I think is another strong play is Chase Elliott. Chase comes in at 9-1, oddly enough, go figure. But, in his short career so far, he's got some pretty impressive numbers at Charlotte. He's got 7 starts, 2 top 5s, and 3 top 10s. And in the last 5 races there, he is in the top 5 of points accrued amongst all active drivers. I think that says a lot. He may not have found victory lane here, other than the Roval, which doesn't really technically count towards Charlotte, in my opinion, on the oval track. That being said, he's been really good here. At 9-1, I think that's a pretty good pick. And you know what? I'm going to label him the gambler certified pick, Chase Elliott. So if you're looking for a little longer odds, there are a couple guys that stick out to me that I think could be good plays. First and foremost, Jimmie Johnson. You can't bet against him. Old 7 times looking faster than ever. A lot of people could argue he could have had Sunday's race at Darlington in the bag. He looked really good coming to the end of stage 1 before he made a mistake. He's coming in at 16-1. He's got the most active wins here. And the form he's been in, guys, I really think it's just a matter of time before he gets it done again. So 16-1 for Jimmie Johnson. If you're looking for longer odds, I think is a great play. Another guy that comes to mind to me is Alex Bowman. Alex comes in at 16-1, just like Jimmie. Teammates, same odds. And Alex has been on a tear so far this year. He doesn't have a win here at Charlotte to boast to his name, but sometimes, as you know, as early as his career, he's still writing his story. So I think wins will come here for him, and I think it could be starting as early as Sunday at the Coca-Cola 600. You know, he just signed a big contract. He ran really well this past weekend at Darlington. What's to say he won't run well again here at Charlotte? So I think if you're looking for, just based on somebody who's in really good form right now, Alex Bowman's a great play. But if you're looking for a lot longer odds than those two, there's one guy that kind of sticks out to me. Call me crazy, but Matt Kenseth comes in at 33-1. You know, he stepped into the 42, which it's been a weird situation from everything that happened with Kyle Larson, but he hasn't missed a beat. His first laps in this car were under green flag conditions, and he's looked phenomenal at Darlington. He's got a great track record here at Charlotte, 2 wins, 12 top 5s, and 20 top 10s in less than 40 races. So that means more than half the time he's finishing in the top 10. That shows me he knows how to get it done here. Switching over to Chevy for the first time, we've seen those cars be at an aerodynamic advantage. They got the new nose on the Camaros, and they've looked really fast. If you don't believe me, just look at Hendrick Motorsports from last year to this year. They've been way up. I think that could be something that plays well into Matt Kenseth as well. So if you're looking for really long odds, Matt Kenseth's probably a really strong play. But just to kind of sum it up, the Gambler certified pick is going to be Chase Elliott. He's motivated after this past Wednesday night race where he got wrecked by Kyle Busch. This is a track where he does run well. I think it's going to be a track where he's going to really look for some retribution, right some wrongs, and he's motivated. So, again, the Gambler's pick, Chase Elliott. So, guys, like I said earlier in the video, don't forget to go back and watch our race preview show. Watch our Darlington race review shows. I thought that was one of our better shows. It was a little longer show. We went in depth on everything that happened with Chase Elliott, everything that happened in the Xfinity race on Thursday night. There's a really good content. Make sure you check it out, guys. Like, follow, subscribe. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Follow our friends at For the Lead. Follow our friends Connor Bunn. Make sure you guys tune in on Sunday to watch the race. NASCAR needs the support. It's really the only American sport back. We'd love to see you guys watching. So, guys, I'm Mike Gamble. We'll talk to you next time.